There are several pieces of media that greatly inspired my interest of the stars. From grade school level 3 into my teachers teaching me lessons about the moon landing that are very esoteric. In today's standards, I should say. Some of the various media that I always love to rewatch from time to time is like The Martian with Matt Damon, Interstellar, even Treasure Planet, if you remember that. Honestly, one of the most underrated Disney films of all time. I'm still waiting for a goddamn ride, you damn Disney villains. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I love space. Space, the final frontier. If only it was possible for us, in my personal belief, to be with our star kin, traveling throughout the universe. Think of all the wonderful places that we could go to. All the shapes and sizes of the cosmic bodies to see. That's why I love depictions of space in movies, like the Alien vs. Predator franchise, or Interstellar again, Apollo 13, 1995, The Fifth Element, 1997. Hey, do you guys remember Gravity from 2013? We can even get into my library of mountains and mountains of books that I never read, and I can at least pick out 2 sci-fi books from it, which are The Martian. Right now I'm trying to read Hyperion, and alright, the Red Rising series, specifically part 2, because I really do love the world building in that one specifically. Now, growing up on the TV to learn English like 85% of first-generational immigrant children, I was exposed to a lot of movies. The ones that inspired my likings was mostly Disney movies, like Snow White and Cinderella. Later on, it guided me to watch Treasure Planet, again, Lilo and Stitch. Then my dad bought me a PS1. I was in love with that damn machine. I will play it until the sun comes up. There were 2 games that was mainly playing that was space related, and it was the Treasure Planet PS1 game, if anybody remembers that one too. Oh yeah, the Star Wars PS1 game. It's the first person shooter one. Here, I'll put it on the screen. And then my interests slide in Star Wars for a little bit, especially the prequels. I'm telling you, the prequels were not that bad, I swear to you. But going down the movies to space pipeline, my grandpa, best grandpa in the world, took me to New York City one day for I think like a good half a day when I was around like 8 or 9 years old to go see the auditorium. In the auditorium, Neil deGrasse Tyson was first introduced to me, and he was yapping about space and like the loneliest rover and like how far at the time, the distance between Earth and the longest, what is it called? Space satellite, that's what it is. At that point, I thought space was the greatest thing in the world. I was completely hooked to this day. In my adult years, stories about space was like a come and go reoccurrence. It didn't really have the same magic as the beginning. So I got into reading almost 4 years ago and started reading this one book that me and my friend, I don't know what I call him. Dick. Let's call him Dick. Yeah. Me and Dick read. Around year 2 of my reading career, this one book caught both of our eyes. And I don't remember the actual reason of why we both read it, but I'm pretty sure Dick said something about this space sci-fi book being like peak. It also helps that it's the same author who wrote The Martian, so you know it's going to be a good one. And the book's name is... Ever since the trailer dropped for Project Hail Mary, I needed to make this video happen. This is going to be a spoiler-free video with a surprise at the end. And I just want to share the love with this story specifically. It's your good old Amnesia story, but with a twist at the end. Something that'll make Grace, the main character of the story, more sympathetic. There are other characters like Ava Stratt and the crew that also elevate Grace's character as well during the book. But hey, I'll talk about that in a random video one day, but right now, I'm trying to sell you the idea of reading this damn book. The author, Andy Weir, writes like an actual scientist, but writes it right for our brains to comprehend it. When it comes to concepts like physics and formulas, he breaks it down surprisingly really well. He's a master of his craft, with review videos like from Murphy to the Ramble and even Daniel Green that confirms his style to be very effective. It's no wonder this book is going to have a movie soon next year. In fact, the main character Grace is going to be played by Ryan Gosling, one of the big fans of this book as well.
You guys do it! Look, I heard you were the first to be sent Project Hail Mary to both star and produce. We want to know how you got involved in this. How did you land in this one?
Yes, I was sent the manuscript from the greatest sci-fi mind of our time. He's sitting next to me. I knew it would be brilliant because it's Andy, but nothing could prepare me for what he had come up with this time. It took me places I've never been. It showed me things I had never seen. It was as heartbreaking as it was funny. And I was, not just blown away, but also overwhelmed because, this story is about a scared guy who has to do something impossible. Now, I was a scared guy who had to do something impossible, just like try and turn this into a movie. So I called Andy. We became blood brothers.
Yeah.
Not really, it was a phone call.
Yeah.
But we would have.
It would have, yeah. It was a 20-minute phone call, but basically...
It was like kind of blood brothers, right?
Yeah, similar.
I know Ryan Gosling was a nerd, is a nerd, but man, I am so jealous of him of meeting Andy Weir right there and then. So, hey, nerds rule, am I right? Mark your calendars for March 20th, 2026, please. This movie legitimately might be one of the greatest space movies of our decade. But going back to the book for a second, it has been stated that his plot was from an unfinished novel called Zech, or whatever the hell it's called. It sounds like a slur. For a little bit of the scientific people out there, in the book he describes how he made his fictional rocket fuel with nanotechnology that would absorb photons and electronic radiation in space that's just sitting around, and then making it a mass converging into matter, basically making bullshit happen. And that is just the shallow end of the pool of knowledge. I gotta be honest with you, man. This book made me feel so smart after I was done reading. I beg you, please read this book before the movie comes out, please. And if you're not a reader, please at least listen to the audiobook. The Audible book itself is a masterpiece. Please, just give chapter 1 and 2 a try. In fact, what's 2 plus 2? Something about the question irritated me. I'm tired. I drifted back to sleep. A few minutes passed, then I heard it again. What's 2 plus 2? The soft feminine voice lacked emotion. The pronunciation is identical to the previous time she said it. It's a computer. The computer's hassling me. I'm even more irritated now. I say. I'm surprised. I meant to say leave me alone. A completely reasonable response in my opinion, but failed to speak. Incorrect. What's 2 plus 2? Time for an experiment. I'll try to say hello. I said. Incorrect. What's 2 plus 2? What's going on? I want to find out, but I don't have much time to work with. Can't see, I can't hear anything other than the computer. I can't feel anything either. No, that's not true. I feel something. I'm lying down on something soft. A bed. I think my eyes are closed. That's not so bad. All I have to do is open them. I try, but nothing happens. Why can't I open my eyes? Open. Ah! Open. Open, damn it. Ah, I felt a wiggle that time. My eyelids moved. I felt it. Open. My eyelids creep up, and blinding light sears my retinas. Go on, I said. I keep my eyes open with sheer force of will. Everything is white, shades of pain. Eye movement detected. What's 2 plus 2? The whiteness lessens. My eyes are adjusting. I start to see shapes, but nothing sensible yet. Let's see. Can I move my hands? No. Feet? Also no. But I can move my mouth, right? I've been saying stuff. Not stuff that makes sense, but it's something. Incorrect. What's 2 plus 2? Damn it. I summon all my willpower and all my inner strength. Also, I'm starting to panic a little. Good. I use that too. 4, I say. Correct. Oh, thank God. I can talk. Sort of. I breathe a sigh of relief. Wait, I just controlled my breathing. I take another breath. On purpose. My mouth is sore. My throat is sore. But it's my soreness I have control. I'm wearing a breathing mask. It's tied on my face and connected to a hose that goes behind my head. Can I get up? No. I can move my head a little. I look down at my body. I'm naked and connected to more tubes than I can count. There's one in each arm, one in each leg, one in my gentleman's equipment, and 2 that disappear underneath my thighs. I'm guessing one of them is up where the sun doesn't shine. That can't be good. Also, I'm covered with electrodes. The sensor type stickers like from an EKG, but they're all over the place. Well, at least only on my skin instead of jamming into me. Ugh, I wheeze. I try again. Where am I? What's the cube root of 8? The computer asked. Where am I? I ask again. This time it's easier. Incorrect. What's the cube root of 8? I take a deep breath and speak slowly. 2 times e to the 2I pi over 3. Incorrect. What's the cube root of 8? But I wasn't incorrect. I wanted to see how smart the computer was. Short answer, not very. 2, I said. Correct. I listened for follow-up questions, but the computer seemed satisfied. I'm tired. I drifted off to sleep again. I wake up. How long was I out? Must have been a while because I felt rusted. I open my eyes without any effort. That's progress. I try to move my fingers. They wiggle as instructed. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Hand movement detective. Remain still. What? Why? The robot arms come for me. They move fast. Before I know it, they've removed most of the tubes from my body. I didn't feel a thing, though my skin is kind of numb anyway. Only 3 tubes remain. An IV in my arm, a tube in my butt, and a catheter. Those latter 2 are kind of the signature items I wanted out of my body, but okay. I raise my arm and let it fall back to the bed. I do the same for my left. They feel heavy as hell. I repeated the process a few times. My arms are muscular, actually. That doesn't make any sense. I assume I had some massive medical problem and been in this bed for a while. Otherwise, why would they have me hooked up on all this stuff? Shouldn't there be muscle atrophy? And shouldn't there be doctors? Or maybe the sound of a hospital? And what's with this bed? It's not even a rectangle. It's an oval. And I think it's mounted to the wall instead of the floor. I trail off, still kind of tired. Take the tubes out. The computer doesn't respond. I do a few more arm lifts. I wiggle my toes. I'm definitely getting better. I tilt my ankles back and forth. They're working. I raise my knees up. My legs are well toned too. No bodybuilder thick, but still too healthy for someone on the verge of death. I'm not sure how thick they should be though. I press my palm to the bed and push. My torso rises. I'm actually getting up, and it takes all my strength, but I soldier on. The bed rocks gently as I move. It's not a normal bed at all, that's for sure. As I raise my head higher and higher, I see the head and foot of the elliptical bed are attached to the strong-looking wall mounts. It's kind of a rigid hammock. Weird. I have a better view of things now. This is no ordinary hospital room. The walls look plastic, and the whole room is round. Stark white light comes from the ceiling. Oh, mounted LED lights. There are 2 more hammock-like beds mounted to the walls, each with their own patient. We are arranged in a triangle, and the roof-mounted arms of harassment are in the center of the ceiling. I guess they take care of all 3 of us. I can't see much of my patriots. They've sunken into their beds like I had. There's no door, just a ladder on the wall leading to a hatch. It's round and has a wheel handle in the center. Yeah, it's gotta be some kind of hatch, like on a submarine. Maybe the 3 of us have contagious diseases? Maybe it's an airtight quarantine room? There are small vents here and there on the wall, and I feel a little airflow. It could be a controlled environment. I slide one leg over the edge of my bed, which makes it wobble. The robot arms rush towards me. I flinch, but they stop short, hovering nearby. I think they're ready to grab me if I fall. Full body motion detected. What's your name? Seriously? I ask. Incorrect. Attempt number 2. What's your name? Only now does it occur to me I don't know who I am. I don't know what I do. I don't remember anything. I say. Incorrect. A wave of fatigue grips me. It's kind of pleasant, actually. The computer must have sedated me through the IV line. Wait, I mumbled. The robot arms lay me gently back down to the bed. Hey guys, hopefully someone out there likes my narration. Let me know if you want me to read off more books again in the future. I would love to do that again. But anyway, I really don't know what else to say besides read it or wait for the movie to come out. This space story is going to be the most important space movie of the decade. I'm telling you right now. You can count on your lucky stars on that one. If you guys want a spoiler review of Project Hail Mary, or want me to rant about the story, then leave a comment below and I'll make it happen. Anything to keep the hype train going. Also, just to warn you guys, the trailer for Project Hail Mary is a little spoilerish, so I wouldn't really recommend watching it, but at the same time, you should totally check out a good portion of it until the very end, because that's when the GOAT comes back. To all the Project Hail Mary fans of the book, if you know, you know. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good and peaceful night. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, everybody. Thank you again.